some of the items that I'm going to be teaching you guys how to change on your own. And so the first item would be the main menu up here at the top. So you guys will have the ability to change this structure however you want. I'm going to teach you guys how to change out these slideshow images. I'll be showing you guys how to change this main area of text. We've got a left and a right column of text, how to change your footer, and then how to change any of these widgets that you see along the right-hand side. So I'll be walking you through all those different items on the back end.
We're smiling and all giddy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, just holler at me if you guys run into any questions. I'll stop as we work our way through the training, if you have any questions that come up.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and start off by working under the website tab. And so the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about is our media manager. So the media manager is kind of like an in-house file store. This is where you would save images that you want to add to pages of content, or what we refer to as articles in the MemberClicks product. So you'll never be able to just copy and paste an image or copy and paste a link and have it work. You'll always need to add it to the media manager first, and then you'll add it as an internal link or using our media manager to insert it. We're going to do those processes together, but I did want to go ahead and just point this out. If you wanted to add something new to any of these folders, you can just select the folder that's going to add your item to. We've already uploaded everything that was on your previous site. So there's not going to be a ton of organization or really any organization to this. That documents will be in the documents folder, images will be in the images folder. You guys do have the ability to create new folders yourself. Sponsor logos, and we could create, well, that would be more of an image. For example, I'll just create like a MemberClicks doc. I'm creating a new folder. We can go to the MemberClicks doc, and now I can upload. It's going to bring up the files from my computer. I can go ahead and choose any folder or items that I want to bring in here. So I'm going to just choose I am looking for something specific. Here we go, our Go Live checklist. I'm going to open that, and now we've added documents to our media manager.
No, very straightforward. We get it.
Perfect. Widgets. So widgets allow your website to be responsive. So if we're on a cell phone, all of the items from our website are still available. So that responsiveness is due to using the widget. So we're going to go ahead and go back to website, but we can go to the widget submenu. And this is going to hold a couple of different items. I want to go ahead and work through each of these together. The first is the member My Name Is. When your members log into the website, they're going to be greeted with a personal member landing page. This member landing page typically greets them with some kind of data merge fields. So we can highlight whatever area we want the data merge field to go into, come to the bottom of our editor, and there's a merge data tool. It's going to bring up any merge data field that we can use. I'm going to choose contact name. We can merge. So now when they log in, this will be filled with their name. Same thing with their organization.
Nice.
And then their member number. It's data merged in here. You guys can come in here and change this to whatever your preferences are. But this is along the lines of what they'll see. We'll see this again when we get to the social community training. But I wanted to go ahead and point out how you guys can update that and where it's feeding from.
So Fred had the same question I did right then. How did you get to this whole page? Where did you get to from the out? Where did you get it from website? How did you get to? No.
From the main page. How did you get into the administrator site?
You guys should have a special. Let me find your. Let me make sure you've got it. Where are you guys? I just emailed you. Hold on one second. Here you are. I should have emailed you. Here. Yeah. Your link to get to the administrative side of the site, and then I've got your credentials. So I'll go ahead and resend this to you guys.
So we have to look at what you send us.
Yes.
Say that again.
So we have to look at what you actually send us.
Just from time to time, just occasionally, there's some important.
Got it.
No worries. I think that 9 out of 10 associations miss that, so don't even worry. It's kind of towards the bottom, and by that point, it's like, I think. So I just resent that to you guys, so you'll have it in your email. The next items that I want to look at is the homepage main, homepage left, and homepage right. So that's number 2, 4, and 5. I'm skipping 3. You guys don't need to use this ever. This is more of like a member clicks item. So anyways, 2, 4, and 5. Homepage main, homepage left, and homepage right. These are affecting this area. This is homepage main. This area is homepage left. And then the right column is homepage right. So if you wanted to update, and usually I kind of like, not like assign as homework, but I would usually suggest that after a training today, if you guys have an opportunity in the next couple of days, to just dive in here and go ahead and just update these 3 areas. Just while it's fresh on your brain, you would just select homepage main. If you want to update homepage main, it's going to bring you into our editor, which we're going to talk more about here in a moment. And you can just type in here like you're working in a Word doc. If you guys have any experience with Joomla, our editors are based off of Joomla, and so this should come pretty easy. If not, it's okay, because I'm not a design girl, and I still think it's pretty easy. So anyways, we'll talk more about some of the different capabilities you have in the MemberClicks editor that might be a little bit different than what you've seen previously. But right now, I just wanted to point out where you can edit these different areas at. Okay?
Yep.
All right, Diz, into that homepage area, that's these images here. These all need to be by 2:45. If you forget that I just told you that, you can always go back in the, and I'll just go back there, website. You can go in the media, special for you to hide or special for you to keep your slideshow images in the slideshow images folder. And these are listed.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the website, back to our widget. I'm going to go back into slider images. So when you guys get ready, these are really simple to input. You would always want to make sure your cursor is right back up to your last image. No spaces, no special characters, no inner downs or anything. You're just making sure that your cursor is linking right to the back of that last image. You'll be able to come to the bottom, select image, this button right down here below the editor. It's going to bring up that mini media manager. I'm being patient with it because sometimes I click it too many times and it gets mad at me. My internet. There we go. And then you'll be able to choose the image from the media manager that you want to insert, and you can navigate the different files that we've got created in here for you, including the slideshow images, finding the slideshow you want to add in, and inserting on that home page. So this is really easy. The biggest important thing is that you're not adding any spaces between images. You're always adding it right back to the last one, and that they are always the same size, that 980 by 245. Any questions on that?
No. Oh.
Okay. We've got footer info. Footer info is just that information at the very bottom of your page. So that's going to be what I selected here. If you wanted to update that, you could do that in this area. That's all that holds. And then lastly, we've got page login, content lower half, content top half. So what that means is when your members get ready to log into the site, a page that looks something like, we're going to say member login, and it's going to take them to a page that looks like this. You have the add login page or below the login page, but I would say that like 9 times out of 10, my associations just leave that alone. So if you don't want to put anything above or below the login, don't feel like you have to. If you do, I have seen some associations put something like, you know, not a member, join here and become a member today, and they'll add a membership application. Okay. All right. And that is everything on widgets. Anything on the widgets that we went over today?
No.
Okay. Okay. So now we're going to learn how to create a page of content and then link it to a menu item. So to do that, I'm going to go back to our website tab, and I'm going to dive under articles. Now, all of the articles that we brought over from your existing site are going to be housed in here. So I know for you guys that's a good bit. If you wanted to edit any of the information that you see on any of these articles, all you would need to do is select the article to edit.
Hachi, 52.
Do what?
No, you picked the one that I wanted, Hachi.
And if you wanted to make edits in here, it's just as easy as coming right in this area. And you can just start typing and making the changes. So this is a really easy to use. We're going to go ahead and create a new article together.
But I'm a little confused on what I was just looking at, actually. It seems like that's like a page. Was that a page?
Exactly. So these are pages of content. We call them articles.
Got it. That's
all
got it. I was confused with the word articles. Got it.
Yeah, it's a little bit unique to members in that we call these articles. Just think of it as like a page of content.
Got it. Thank you.
So if we go back to the top of the article manager, we've got fun icons up here. The icons you'll be using most often, publish or unpublish. So if you wanted to do some updates on one of these articles, you weren't ready for it to be published yet, you would just tag the article and select unpublish. And when you're ready to republish it, you can select publish. You can also just double click on that green publish. Now we'll unpublish this specific article, vice versa, double click, it's going to republish it.
Okay.
Some other helpful items. If you wanted to delete or move one of the articles to trash, you would highlight the article and select move to trash. If you accidentally move something to the trash, you would select view trash, and that's going to allow you to restore it if you didn't actually mean to delete it. So you can always restore your articles after deleting them, just in case. Another item you guys will be using frequently is this new button, this plus sign. I'm going to go ahead and select that. This is how we're going to create a new article. So if you wanted to create a new page of content, we're going to go ahead and do that together, and I'm just going to call this a members only page. So maybe this has got some special members only content. Notice after I created the title, the alias auto-populated. The alias is going to be part of what creates the URL for this page. So if I went to wiea.memberclick.net/members-only, it would bring me to this page. You're going to see this alias pop up again when we talk about forms. So all it is it's the end of the URL for the page.
Got it. I'm
going to go ahead and create the header of our article. Now, a lot of the things in here, y'all, you've seen, I'm sure, before. Bolding, italicizing, underlining, strike through, different alignment options. We do have a font family where you can select what font style you're looking for, font size to select what font size you're looking for. You can highlight your text. We can highlight our text. We can color our text. But I would recommend that you guys never use any of these customizations. The reason why, I mean, you can, but the reason I say that is because we have formatted fonts that we've created for you guys. This is awesome for two reasons. The first reason, consistency. If you're always using heading 1 on every article you create, you never have to go back and think, oh, did I use, size 14 or 18, or did I use this font or that font? Instead, you can always know that these formatted fonts will be the same. The other really cool thing about this, guys, is if you went through rebranding, you got bored with your site, you wanted to add colors, whatever the case may be, you could send us what colors you want for us to use on your site, and we're going to update that for you. Anywhere you've used those formatted fonts, they're going to automatically update to the new colors. So you're not having to go into every page and manually change the styles. It happens automatically for you, which is really easy.
Nice.
Some other things that are a little bit unique to MemberClick. So we went through the process to if you wanted to add an image to one of your articles. I mentioned earlier that first you have to save the image in the Media Manager. So once again, in order to access that Media Manager, we're going to place our cursor wherever we want the image to populate. We're going to come to the bottom of the article or of the editor and select image, this image button. At that time, we have access to any of the folders from your logo. And I'm just going to insert this image. Now, there may be some things I don't love about the image. Maybe I don't like the relationship between the image and the text. So if I wanted to change anything about the image, how it appears, I would select that image just by clicking on it, coming to the top of my editor, and choosing this teeny tiny little tree icon. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
When I click on that tree icon, it's going to bring me a pop-up. I'm going to go ahead and jump to my Appearance tab, and I can start changing some items about how my image appears. Now, remember what I'm saying right now, it's okay. It gives you this awesome example over here on the right-hand side. So if you just want to play around, it's going to show you exactly what you're doing. Alignment has to do with alignment has to do with how the text aligns with the image. My favorite is left, because that's going to push the image to the left and wrap the text from top to bottom around the image. The dimension has to do with the size of your image. We always want to keep this constraint proportions box checked, because that will prevent us from having to guess what our second dimension is in order to keep the proportions. Vertical space has to do with the space cushion between the text and the image. Same with horizontal space, but of course it's horizontal. This is measured in pixels. The last something that we can do is adding a border. The border will always be a very simple black border. We can't do anything super fancy with it. But if you need something to define the size, I'll accomplish that for you. At this time, I'm going to select Update. I'm going to say Yep. And now you'll see that we've changed the size of the image. We've moved it to the left. The text starts at the top. And we'll wrap text in our image as well, plus that border that we talked about. Any questions on how we accomplished those changes?
Nope.
Awesome. There's two other things that I want to point out to you guys that are unique to MemberClick. And then we add external links. External links, we're going to highlight the text we're linking up. We're coming to the top of our editor, and there's a little link icon that we're going to select. Selecting that link icon is going to bring up a window where we can insert whatever URL we are linking to. I'm going to link back to y'all's homepage. Now for external links, just a tip, I always recommend having that link open in a new window. The reason why is because you don't want them to navigate from your site to go to an external site. This way, if you have it open in a new window, it'll allow them to continue to navigate on your site and have the external link open up in a new window. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The second item I wanted to show you was internal links. This is a little bit special. Internal links would be anything inside of member clicks you want to link to. You come to the bottom of the editor, and I'm choose Site Links this time. By selecting this, once again, a pop-up window. This time it's going to be our mini media manager again, but we can link to any of the articles that exist within your site, any of the community menu items, any forms that we're going to create, any directory searches we can create, any files, the files or images that you might want to insert. We're going to go ahead and link up to the event calendar link, and we're inserting the link. Now, to look extra super fancy, anytime you link something, whether it's internal or external, if you highlight that linked item and you use that heading 6, it creates a cool button. How cool is that? A couple other things, a couple of you guys might be using in here. If you are familiar with HTML, we do have an HTML editor that you can edit inside of. We do have an undo, a redo. That seems silly, but I always know that that's something I need to know where that's at. We do have spell check. You need to highlight the text you want to spell check and select the spell check button. It's not just going to automatically do it for you. And then all of these items that you see through here, these are really for tables. My suggestion is to not use tables. Our entire site is responsive, right? You can use it on a cell phone. But the second that you insert a table, tables are, unless you have the right software, tables are not responsive in our editors. So everything's just then they're having to scroll, they can't see the whole thing, it becomes cumbersome. So any of these that you see through here, that's what those are for. If you insist on using, tables, of course you can, but anyways, my recommendation is to not if you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. Before I keep moving forward, any questions on this editor?
No, we're good. Awesome.
Before we X out of this, we need to make sure we're setting our group access. So that is who is allowed to see this page of information. In my case, my example is for members only. So I'm going to say, well, any of the members can see it, but the prospect and public are not allowed to see it. So in that case, I would just uncheck them, and then we would select save.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So we've created our article together. The next item that we could do is link it. So just because we created the article, it's not technically live anywhere on the site. Nobody can really access it yet. So we need to link it to one of our menu items. So keep in mind here, you always have to create the article and then link to the menu item. You can't create a menu item without something to link it to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to web. Now we're going to dive into menu items. Now this is a lot of steps, but I'm going to send you guys the recording. And once you do it 2 or 3 times, it'll just come second nature to you guys. So we're going to go to website, menu items, and that brings us to this page. You guys have 4 different menu items. Main menu, social network menu, member menu, links menu. At this point, we're going to determine what do we want to make a change to? What menu do we want to affect? Disciplines are located. If I go back to the back to your site, this up here is the main menu. This on the right-hand side, this is the quick links menu. If we travel to the bottom, this is the social network or social network menu, that Facebook and LinkedIn icon. The member menu is on the member landing page. Once again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Cool. So when we are adding to the menu, we're going to say, what menu do we want to add to? do we want to add to the main menu, social network menu, member menu, quick links menu? The most common menus to adding to will probably either be main menu or quick link. I'm going to go ahead and select main menu for our example's sake.
So Adrian,
Uh-huh.
I'm logged in as Mark, and I'm following you. On that previous menu manager, I don't have little dots with numbers before it. Is that,
Say that again. Where are you?
if you go back a page? Yeah. Mine just, it starts with menu items. So on Mark's login, I don't have the number, the title, or the type.
Will you take a screenshot of that and send it to me?
I would love to.
Wait a second. What browser are you using?
Chrome?
You are using Chrome?
Yeah.
Maybe try to refresh your page. It doesn't do anything?
No.
Yeah, do you take a screenshot of that to me and email it to me?
And in the bottom right-hand corner, I have a big question mark.
And how are you supposed to know? I haven't heard of that before, so we'll have to look and see why it wouldn't be loading. That's very weird.
Okay, I can screenshot it for you.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Thank you. Some things should look different because I am logged in as me, and I have a little bit of permission, a little bit of extra pins that you guys don't have, but that shouldn't be one of them. You guys should be able to see everything over here on the left-hand side. So I'll look into that and see what's going on for you.
No problem.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and dive back into the main menu. So at this point, this is like an outline of your menu structure. So everything that you see here, these are your menu items. If you wanted to change any of the orders, if you wanted to unpublish any of these items, so for example, that account, my account, if you just wanted to see what it looked like, you don't have to necessarily delete it. You can just unpublish it. And if I go back to your site and refresh, now it's gone. That might be really useful for you guys, just unpublishing and publishing, so that way you're not having to like delete and then re-add and stuff like that. You can kind of figure out how you want it to look, and then once they're unpublished, if you want to delete the menu items, you can. But anyway, so change the order of these menu items by using these arrows. So if you decided, well, I really want my account to come before EMS for the public, you can just select that little arrow. It's going to move it up, and now when we refresh our page, my account comes before EMS for the public. So it's really easy to also change the order of these items.
Do we have the time to do something live or not?
Say that one more time.
Sure. Do we have this call, for example, there's a separate page for me and a page for the rest of the staff, and I want to get rid of. Do we have time to do that or not? Not is fine.
Today on our call?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
So if you go back where you just were, and if you go down under personal number 11 and yep, 11. I'm part of the staff. I don't want my own page.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're part of the executive page. You just want to be on the staff page.
Well, yeah, because he created a separate page just for me, and it's silly, and it makes it more things to select for our members. So this would be something we normally do in terms of telling you, hey, can you compress these together? Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's an example of doing this together, if we could move this.
Yes, we sure can. So what I did is I found this page, copied the HTML. I'm going to close this page. I'm going to go into the staff page, and you guys have so many, so we have a search bar up here in the top right-hand corner that'll probably be guys. And so now, if you want it to be maybe like at the top, I can go into the HTML and I can just update.
Wow, that was really easy. I was like, you're talking HTML, we're getting nervous. I'm like, no, just cut and paste it in and it's done.
It's not so bad. Oh, so I'm going to save. So now what I can do is we can go back into your menu items, back into them, and we don't need that executive page anymore. So what I can do right now is just unpublish it. We can always delete it later, but just in case. So now we can refresh, and then I honestly forget. It is under person,
Who knows?
sub-menu of about.
It's complicated.
And it's going to be a little bit tricky to,
Yeah.
because we have so many. We got to get rid of that one for just a second. Personal board of directors staff. So now it's got you plus the rest of the staff.
There's a little there.
The only thing you guys
No, whatever.
What?
The only thing that I've noticed, y'all, is sometimes you might see that some of the spacing's off. So like there's not a space between this image and the text, but there is between this guy's image. Sometimes when we bring over the HTML from your pages, it'll format funky. If you see a lot of that, please let me know, and I'll have my designer go back in and have him scan for it. Like I'll go back in and fix this page. But let me know.
Get that guy out. He's the guy I just fired.
No, not kidding.
Oh,
him out.
no. I'll go get him out of here as well.
He's ugly anyway.
So you just literally delete the HTML?
Yeah. In this case, I'm just going to delete
Him.
The text.
the editor.
That's kind of what we did.
We can
Wow,
just
that's
say,
great. Yeah, because we definitely, one of the things we want to do, and that's one of the things we'll do for homework, is look at the pages and see if we can compress them. Oops.
Your battery dead?
No.
Are you back?
There we go, sorry.
Adrian, can we get logins for Jen and myself too?
yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I bet y'all are in the database. So you said, did you say Jenna?
No, Jen.
JNN.
What's the last name?
Ebert, E-B-E-R-T. Edward Boy, Edward Robert Thomas.
There she is.
So what I can do, guys, is just dive in here, and I'm going to put you in the admin. I'm going to give you admin permissions.
Yeah, because we're so flat in terms of hierarchy. It's just the four of us. Everybody should have the same access to everything.
Yeah. Jen, your email or your username is jen@wisconsinems.com. That's your username.
Yeah, that came up.
Yep.
And your password, I'm just going to make it WIEA in all caps.
Yeah.
And then who was the other person that needed admin logins?
Fred Hornby, H-O-R-N.
And I'm already doing it.
Are you? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you go?
He's gonna be your other best friend. You and Lori and Fred are really gonna be your best friend.
So are you updating his group? You're just adding him to the admin group and then resetting his password?
Yep, I'm doing right now.
Killer. Awesome job. So we should have talked about last time the difference between member types and groups, and everybody's going to be in a member type and a group. In this case, you put them in a profile as an admin. It looks to me like they paid dues, so we can keep them in their member type that they pay dues for, but add them to the group, the admin group, to give them extra permission.
Oh, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
All right. I'm going to go back to just completing probably a menu let's put together. So I'm going to go back to our menu items, back to the main menu. There's that menu structure we've been looking at. To add a new menu item, I'm going to use the new sign again, that plus sign, same one we used when we added an article. This is saying to us, what type of article, or what type of menu item are you creating? The two items we'll be using most often is single article. What we just created, guys, a second ago was a single article. So that's what you're going to want to use. You may also use external links, have a menu item linked directly to an external link. You can link directly to forms, directly to database items. But like I said, the most common is probably just single article. I'm going to call this members only. So before we titled our article members only, now I'm creating the title of the actual menu item. So this is what the menu item is called, members only. I'm going to determine where it falls in our menu structure. If it is a main menu, we need to highlight top. If it's a sub menu, we're going to highlight whatever main menu that we want it to be underneath.
Oh, sure.
If we want it to be a tertiary menu, we would just highlight the sub menu that we want to be underneath. For our example, so we can find this easily, I'm just going to highlight top and make this a main menu. We want it published. We have the permission or the ability to have this open up in a new window, but traditionally, if it's something internal to your website, you don't need it to open up in a new window. You want it to open up in the same. You need to set that group access. Who's allowed to see this? And then last is you want to just what article this is going to link to. So we told it that we want it to be a part of the main menu. We told it we want it to link to a single article. We told it that it's called members only. Now we need to say, when you click on the button in the main menu that says members only, where is it going? We want it to go to our members only. We're going to save.
Wow.
Going back to your website, I can refresh our page. There's the new one that we just created together. And when we select it, it's going to bring up that little example that we created.
Wow, nice.
Any questions, y'all, on how we did that?
No, it's about this time that the brain starts to go, okay, I think I remember all that, so thanks for recording it.
Absolutely. And that really sums up everything that we need to cover today. I also wanted to show you guys how to create calendar events, but I'm going to just send you an article to show you how to do that because I don't think we have quite enough time. And also, I know your brains are probably already filled to the brim. So I'll send you an article on how to create items to add to your calendar. I might ask that if you guys have to try to do that, so that way next time we talk, if you have questions on it, we can talk about it together. Does that sound like a good plan?
Sure. So let me surprise you and say you and I agreed to talk again tomorrow afternoon.
We sure did, and I'm very excited about that. And so
Okay.
tomorrow, I don't know what would be best for you guys to discuss tomorrow. We can go ahead and do our forms training, or if you guys just want to discuss questions, then we can do that. You don't have to decide now.
What of this stuff you did today would need to have done for tomorrow?
Technically, you don't have to have any of it done, but I know that we're trying to get the site launched. So having the site looking the way you want it to look is going to be important. So you guys. If you have some time to dedicate it to it, cool. If not, that's not the end of the world either. You know, it's really just about what you guys.
Okay, so if we didn't update anything, what would we do tomorrow?
Well, we could either do our forms training, we could do a social community training, or you guys could just have some questions, or you guys might just think about you want the administrator to change, and we can go back through doing live edits to the website if you want to do that. It's there's a lot we can do. We're not lax on stuff to do.
Okay. All right.
Or
Well, let's.
tomorrow. Would you prefer to have tomorrow? Because I know you guys have had a crazy week. Do you need the time tomorrow to yourself to do stuff in the office?
Yeah, maybe. I'm concerned that I'm obviously getting it done to go live December 1st, and also the kind of overload of trying to do the updates. To be able to push this off to next week?
Definitely. Do you guys want to go ahead and schedule that? What day would be best for you guys next week? Do you know?
Somebody else has got to pull up the calendar.
I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
So next week, Monday looks kind of ugly.
Monday's ugly, I know that.
Tuesday's my usual on Tuesday.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Can you click them on? Yeah, I don't want to hold you up, so.
Hold on 1 second. You have a 1 o'clock on Tuesday, so other than that,
That's fine, I can miss that.
that looks pretty good because even trying to put,
I'll skip it if I need it.
that was the only other thing, that's at noon, so noon and 1 o'clock, yeah.
What does Thursday look like?
Thursday.
You guys have your meeting at 2 o'clock at
Yep.
PNC.
So you have a 9 o'clock meeting in the morning at 9:30, and then the PNC. So either one of those days actually doesn't look bad. Wednesday, Mark is 8:30, and he'll be out. So it would need to be Tuesday or Thursday.
Tuesday or Thursday, Adrian, what's your calendar look like?
I could do 8 day.
9 o'clock here.
What does that look like for us?
No, we can do.
Good, done.
I could also do a 4 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, nice.
Would 10 work your time on Tuesday?
10 is perfect for me.
Great, done.
I have moved our time to 11/7. That's 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'll send you guys credentials as we get closer to the date, and I'll send the follow-up from today. And if you guys, while you're working through anything, if you have time to, don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions, okay?
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I will talk to you on Tuesday morning. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, thanks.